This is Behind the Scenes. I'm Scott Sexsmith. The Finnish Nordic Ski Club's suggestion of wanting to cut down some trees to create more parking spaces is being met with some objections. Sault Today reporter Alex Flood is here with more on the story. Alex, as much as the proposal is about creating more parking spaces, there's also a safety element to this.
There is but a safety element to this. Thanks for having me, Scott. Any fans of Counting Crows will be familiar with the line "paved paradise, put up a parking lot," and that's kind of what we're looking at. Right now. The Finnish Nordic Ski Club is incredibly concerned with parking on their main road there, Landslide Road. Especially during the winter time. They're concerned that their two current Pinder parking lots aren't doing enough. And during the winter, when they have big events where hundreds of people, even from out of town, are coming in, they're parking along this really busy street. So they genuinely feel concerned that safety is of a huge risk for a lot of the kids and the parents that attend these events. So essentially, between the two parking lots they have right now is a less than an acre size land of trees. And their proposal over the last couple of years now has been to take those trees down. It is owned by the Sault Ste. Marie Region Conservation Authority, and they have actually given them, a go-ahead at the moment to do it, but it's still not official yet. So we're in a bit of a wait-and-see kind of mode at the moment, Scott.
It's funny that you mentioned the Counting Crows version. Sadly, Alex, I'm old enough to remember the Joni Mitchell version, which would be a little bit older. What are some of the concerns raised by local residents, Alex, during the recent public information session that was held?
Well, one of the most outspoken voices since this all kind of started was Brian Neely. And Brian has been a long time coach at Surchmont for downhill skiing. And what he was telling me and what he said at the information session they held last week was that these trees are essentially majestic. These are estimated to be 200-300-year-old white pine, white spruce trees that are incredibly important to the ecosystem of this forest. So he even told me when he comes in to Hiawatha, it's one of the things he looks forward to the most. He says these trees talk to each other, they talk to him. It's a genuine concern that these trees, for him and for a lot of folks in the city, could eventually be taken down. So they've proposed an alternate sort of option. He and his friend Owen Heaps, they actually went out and measured some of the parking lots and the linings around the lots. And they believe that by just cutting some shrub and not touching the trees at all, that they could add the parking spaces that Hiawatha Highlands and the Finnish Nordic Ski Club want to see.
Any reaction to that alternative solution, Alex?
Yeah, the Sault Ste. Marie Region Conservation Authority, again, they're not 100% set on any decision. They told me last week that they're still open to any new ideas. They were aware that Brian and Owen were going out there to do some measurements. So we're yet to hear from the Conservation Authority on what they thought of their sort of measurements and observations. So again, this whole thing is a bit of a wait and see, but again, we're looking at about less than an acre of trees, but these trees, it's quality, not quantity. To the folks who are defending them. I know the Finnish Nordic Ski Club has gone through several environmental sort of queries to figure out what to do. And they've made sure that if and when the plot of trees do get taken down, that there are no endangered species at risk. And there's no impact to the bird migratory season either. So it appears that they are taking this with as much respect as they can. But I think to them, the easiest option is just to take them down for now. What's
the timeline, Alex, on a decision and what are the next steps?
For sure. So the proposal actually originally was slated for last fall. When the Finnish Nordic Ski Club put up a sign saying that they had intended to do this, Brian was among the many who, sort of raised concerns about it. So it got canned last fall. They did some environmental assessments. Now it's scheduled for this fall. We're probably looking at around October, November. So just before the snow hits. Again, no decision is final right now. That's kind of why they had the public info session last week. to see sort of what the community feedback was like. I'm not sure if the ski club was a bit surprised or by the feedback. I mean, because it did seem to get some negativity, especially online. It's one of the probably the most highly contentious debates in our town right now. There are several posts in some of the bigger Facebook social media groups here, and I'm getting the sense that there's a lot of upset people about this. So it's going to be interesting to see what they ultimately decide to do.
All right, Sioux Today reporter Alex Flood. And Alex, it's Joni Mitchell. Look her up. I think you'll dig her music.
Sounds good.
Thanks for this, Alex. And as always, thanks for taking us behind the scenes.